Mm-hmm. So this is Ethereum, right? We're gonna start with Ethereum. Time and date, Arizona time. So what I was paying attention to right now is this is Ethereum 12 monthly candle, meaning every one of these green and red sticks is 12 months. For the last 2 years, we couldn't pass, had a hard time closing above 3,682. So that's very important. Hard resistance or support depending on the market is coming down or up to it. Second one was 3,339. So this is very important. The fact that Ethereum dropped all the way down to 1,378 and is now at 301.32. And even though it's not way up there in the 4,000s, on the high 3,000s, it doesn't matter. The fact that it's actually close to this breaking point, it already matters. Once it breaks at 3,750, which could do it this week easily, 3,713, we could easily then, go back to the all-time high or whatnot. So that's why breaking this next week inside of here is very bullish or whatnot. In between, again, 3,339 and 3,682. Now, another thing that I pointed out or to pay attention to is that also this monthly, and also what was important to pass or hold in was the 2,597, because we were in a thick, look at it as a sort of foundation or shield, or however you want to look at it, that goes from here to here. Once the market breaks through that, breaking through that is very bearish. So the fact that we're inside of it and closing above, notice once the market broke through this price, your 2,996, that's when we had a 3 candle box here, a monthly 3 candle box. There's a monthly. First candle give you your your resistance. Second one give you your support. You box it up. You wait for the last month to play out. You pay attention to whatever's happening, or that day your data came out, and you go in anyways. So then again, came back in here. Notice how this is a key important area when it comes back up again. Notice how it tested that price. It jumps above that. And here we have it closing on that area, closing above. And it just so happened that the Fed's going to come and talk tomorrow. On Wednesday. So it should close. Ethereum should easily close above 3,351. And what I said here, 3,713 by this week coming up. Also, a thing that I pointed out this Friday or a couple days ago was that last week we were in a weekly 3 candle box. So the first candle give you your support, second one give you your resistance. You box it up and you pay attention to the third one. So that I was thinking, I was like, either this is the bottom because it doesn't make for Ethereum. And the thing is that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP were doing this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to come back. Here's Bitcoin. There's a 3 candle, 1, 2, and 3, closing up, very bullish. And XRP, 3 candle box still inside of it. So the fact that they're all doing this, I was like, holy shit, they're all going to create bottom here and then reverse. That's what's going to tell us, especially Friday through Sunday, because of the Fed coming on Wednesday. So there's no point. There should be no reason for Ethereum or Bitcoin or even XRP to start falling, breaking down as the market is about to open at 3 o'clock or futures is. And so if anything, it'll make sense for it to do a breakout or even just stay in the same area because all it's doing is just waiting for the Fed. And so the fact that it stayed inside of this weekly 3 candle box would tell me that the market this was gonna be your bottom. So if you would have gone, so let me put my another alarm right here. So then I will go to the daily, right? So we see the week how it closed. Monday, Monday, Monday. Okay, so Friday was the first candle that gave you support. The second week, Friday, gave you your resistance, and the last Friday was supposed to give you your support because that's how these candles end up breaking. When it's going down, it should be red, green, red, completing the 3 candle boxes going down. The fact that it reversed and it stopped right there, where last Friday it created support and then from there started going up. This Tuesday, second Tuesday, see as regular people seeing this shit, even me seeing it from this time frame, I couldn't really get what it's doing or whatnot. But once I went to the weekly and saw how last week we closed right here on November 24th, I was like, oh shit, we just created a 3 candle box, so this could be the bottom and we could start reversing, especially because we have the Fed talking next week, and that's what's gonna happen. So you then go to your forward candle. Let me put my indicator on. Oh, it's on already. Also, another thing that I mentioned, the Fibonacci, is that, let me take my indicator. Well, first, my indicator was telling me in the monthly, hey, you have cushion here. As long as we stay above this cushion, it's rally. We're going to rally on up. That's what this cushion means. The moment we break it, it turns red and turns to a resistance, telling you it's going to start going down because there's a thick resistance right here in this area. Oh, shit. Fuck, what did I move? Anyways, oh, okay, right there. So you had a monthly right underneath it, that's where we were holding. Ethereum was holding the whole time. If you notice, Ethereum, if you go to a daily, you see how the monthly 50 Fibonacci was right there? So breaking that and closing below that would have been fucking bad news. Not just that, that was the bottom area of the weekly 3 candle box. So this candle, the third one, meaning this week that was active, breaking down below that would have meant it closed below a 50 Fibonacci on a monthly. So the fact that it actually is now holding above that on the monthly, 50 Fibonacci on a monthly, and then going back and testing the weekly where it was getting stuck. That's why I said the fact that it was stuck in between a weekly 50 Fibonacci above it and underneath it a monthly, that showed you that this was either going to be the bottom and we're going to wait for the Fed. The Fed's either going to save us, or we were going to have some sort of breakdown Sunday coming up. But again, it didn't make sense. Also, notice today how Ethereum, the move that it did, that little fake out. So as it was holding above Friday right here, I was telling me it was neutral. I was telling me it was waiting for the market to open, especially how it extended all the way till Sunday. That told me how neutral the market is and how bad it's waiting for the Fed to talk. And then we have this fake out here. This fake out at 7 o'clock. and then the next one comes up, and we have this other fake out going up. All they was telling me as the market is getting ready to open, and notice how it happened Sunday night coming into Sunday morning. That's when you get a lot of this action in crypto, because again, the market is about to open at 3 o'clock. The more it gets closer to 3 p.m., which is when the future in Arizona time opens, you see that in the market happening. And then the fact that all of them S&P, you see so you if you would see this weekly three candle box, you would have seen the play that was gonna be happening, or what could be happening because of Fed and everything. Um, and that's how I use one way of using Ethereum and using these three candle structures to let me know of a good breakout and what's gonna move it. On crypto, it's much harder because you don't know what news is gonna break it. The only news that's gonna break it is the data, the CPI, all this shit, because they moved with the S&P 500. Just at this time, they pressured way more, panicked way more, because they probably know the market's about to blast off, and therefore the S&P is gonna follow the S&P and the Nasdaq. So they need to lower it and panic people, so they can shake people off, and then that way they can fucking start blasting again. So that's why I believe they brought crypto more under pressure and more than the S&P, because normally they correlate with each other. What it started was that little drop that happened in October 7th or whatever. That's what, when they did that crazy drop and liquidated like 80-90% of mostly all these stocks, dropped like 70-60% on down and liquidated people within seconds. I believe that was one time when things told me, hey, something's up here, and especially when it wasn't correlating with the S&P, and then now it's stabilizing. It's making sense to me that they do this shit on purpose to really shake people off, because if you would bring the S&P down with crypto like you did crypto, the market would have been panicking. So therefore, you gotta bring crypto down more, because you gotta know, you know what's that, you had the Fed coming. You know you got all these things lined up where the market is gonna blast off. So hey, let me push crypto down before it starts blasting off, and people get scared and think that's the end of it. So even the same thing, even Bitcoin had that three candle box. Like I told you, let me take this shit off. So even Bitcoin had that three candle box strategy. Notice how the last one closed all the way above, letting me know that the third one is gonna start going up. And just the way how it opened, just the way that it did this push at 9 in the morning, that was all that I needed. And you had another three candle box closing again, completing inside the box. There's a 50 Fibonacci and a 4-hour candle. So all this is just waiting for the market. It's gonna either just consolidate and just bullshit around these regions. It's just gonna bullshit, because again, it's waiting for the Fed. So you're not gonna see some crazy ass shit with Bitcoin. You're gonna just see it Monday and Tuesday bullshit. Wednesday, you should see some sort of pickup. Either finally we're gonna shoot above 93,580, or we're finally gonna break on and close somewhere at 86,700 and or below that, and then that could panic. Yeah, that could panic some sort of sell off and shoot to 83 and whatnot. But I don't really see that happening. I see it more shooting up about 93,561 at the end of this week, or above that easily. And then here you have XRP again, three candle box again, still bullish in there. But then again, notice where it's at, $2. Again, the Fed's gonna save us. You're gonna see the XRP go to 215 and above, or the Fed's gonna scare us, and you're gonna see little pushes on down. You're gonna see it start breaking down below $2. Especially if Bitcoin and Ethereum have a nice dump on down, you will definitely see XRP finally lose its key price of $2. The S&P is just waiting. I told the homie, hey, we're not gonna have some crazy move last week. I told him it's not gonna shoot on up on Friday. Even if Friday's data came out good, it was gonna do this choppy, because it's right there by the all-time high. So it's not gonna fucking fly and close good with CPI data. We had the Fed still, so it didn't make sense to me to go on options and long it or nothing, because I knew it was gonna do this shit, just sideways, nervousness. Oh, we are in a three candle box on a daily watch. Daily or 12-hour candle? Where's it at? Oh, it already completed it. I could have swore it was a air candle. So it wasn't that. Must have been gold then. Wonder where people wait. I'm tripping now. Oh yeah, gold. Gold and silver on a weekly 3 candle. Think about it. There's a weekly 3 candle box, meaning that Monday and Tuesday, they're most likely gonna stay. Tuesday's gonna start most likely breaking. Monday's probably gonna do some sort of fake out or scare you and start maybe going sideways or sinking down a little bit, and probably silver's gonna do that. Once we get to Tuesday, they're gonna start rallying, picking it up, going to the resistance are these 3 candle boxes, this 3 candle box area right here. And as it starts breaking, as we get to Wednesday, you're gonna see it breaking on up and going halfway here, hitting 3,231, and then this is gonna be this right here. Guess what's happening here? There was also data coming out this week. And that's how it played out with the good data. That's what's gonna happen here. You're gonna see silver react to the Fed meeting and some other bullshit. And you're gonna see it not creating any all-time high, but the fact that it's gonna break a week above the weekly all-time high. All this is bullish, you guys. You're then gonna see silver shoot above $60. And if I go to silver, I bet you there's a weekly 3 candle box. Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong. But bam, there you go. Now where you at? So right here, what you're gonna pay attention to is gonna be pay attention to this area right here. And you see what's gonna help you is gold has that weekly 3 candle box, whereas silver is I can't do no more. So what is it? Let me go. Silver. So there's a 12-hour candle, 8-hour candle, 4-hour candle, 3-hour candle. You get the point. You see how just consolidating that region? So what we could see is Monday just open neutral but starts falling, and as we get to Tuesday, start picking up, and there's gonna be your tension point here sideways. And as we get to Wednesday, that's when you start seeing the breakout, and that's when you gotta start seeing hitting easily above $60. Let me see. Yeah, $63. Let me see my other indicator. So you should have an entry right here when we go closer, or on the daily. No, not a daily, weekly. 4 candle, 3. There you go, 2. So there's your entry for now. There's your standard, see? So I could see a little fall fake out and just to $57.51, and then start breaking up. And if there's some sort of fake out here, that'll be beautiful, because then gold will go to the bottom of its box. Where is it at? So right here to 4,197. I wonder if I can add it. Che pendejo. Alright, so here's gold. So what gold could do is gold could also start faking out, seeming like it's gonna go down, and once we get a Tuesday, there's gonna be your, even the indicators telling you there's gonna be your good entry point, and you're gonna start seeing it going up. So that's how I use these three candle boxes, because this is where the market is liquidating you, and you don't know what you're looking for. What you're looking for is for Wednesday. That's gonna be your really breakout. All these moves on Monday and before Tuesday 9, 8 in the morning is just gonna be bullshit. Once we get to Tuesday 10 in the morning, 11, you're gonna see actually more excitement breaking that area, whatnot. The real move for both gold and silver. Um, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the S&P just not really gonna be going sideways, maybe dropping. If it goes up, I wouldn't be tripping out. You also got, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit fucking some bullshit and come back down and just go sideways. All these moves, it's not really shit. The move that's gonna happen is gonna be happening Tuesday morning or Tuesday 10 a.m. You're gonna see really excitement in the market, as the market tends to be closing Tuesday evening. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here already. Fucking talk too much. Let me see. Red Soldier, what's up? Eric696, what's up, man? How's FedEx stock doing? FedEx, that's not really my thing, bro, to be honest. What I fucking go over is, let me tell you a couple of them. I got Google, Microsoft, Apple, owns, I think it's called, Disney, NAC, Intel, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Bitmine, Ethereum, Bitcoin. But my babies are pretty much Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, S&P 500, gold, silver, Nvidia, Palantir, United Healthcare. But yeah, these are the ones that I look at pretty much. Tesla, United Healthcare, Netflix, Meta, and Meta 2. Meta's got about fucking flying shit. I was holding that for a call, but I sold all my calls yesterday just because of the big good day coming up today or this week. Anyways, damn, I can't even read that. I'm doing good. You're talking to no one, by the way. I appreciate it, but I don't really give a fuck. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the videos. Tomorrow in the morning, I'm gonna make the update, see how the market is doing. Even though I don't think nothing's really gonna happen, it doesn't matter what happens tomorrow. It's really Tuesday morning, what really matters. But anyways, you guys, this is Brian Seacrest, and I'm the fuck out.